Let's cut to the chase. Nobody should have the power to make you feel small, not with their words, not with their actions, not with a single glance. Yet, it's something we all face at one point or another. People will test your limits, disregard your feelings, and sometimes blatantly disrespect you. Today, we're going to tackle some straightforward, perhaps even provocative strategies to deal with such challenges without compromising your cool or your dignity. So, if you're tired of feeling like you're at the mercy of others' disrespect, you're in the right place. The first strategy is what I like to call the silent stare. It sounds almost too simple, right? But don't underestimate its impact. There's a real power in this technique. It's rooted in one of the fundamental teachings of Stoic philosophy, which is all about controlling our reactions and mastering our emotions. When someone disrespects you, your natural instinct might be to react immediately, to defend yourself, or to call them out. But here's the thing, reacting in the heat of the moment often plays right into the hands of the person being disrespectful. They're often looking to provoke a reaction, to throw you off balance, or make you feel small. So instead of reacting with words, try simply holding a calm, steady gaze. The silent stare, when done correctly, shifts the power dynamic entirely. Imagine it. Someone says something rude or demeaning, expecting you to fire back or get flustered. But instead, you meet their eyes with a calm, unbothered gaze, showing them that their words have no effect on you. There's something about this silent, steady reaction that unsettles people. They're waiting for you to engage, and when you don't, they're left alone with their own behavior. The Stoics believed that our true power lies in our ability to remain unmoved by the actions of others, and this technique exemplifies that principle perfectly. I'll share a personal example to illustrate just how effective this can be. I was once in a meeting where a particular colleague kept interrupting me. You know the type, overconfident, talking over others, and making it clear he thought his opinions were more valuable than anyone else's. At first, I tried the usual tactics, polite interjections, waiting for my turn to speak, but he continued cutting me off. Instead of escalating the situation by trying to talk over him, I decided to try the silent stare. I leaned back slightly, crossed my arms, and looked at him without blinking, letting the silence hang in the air. In just a few seconds, something shifted. He started to fumble over his words, glancing around the room as if looking for support, but all eyes were on him. He suddenly looked uncomfortable, as if he realized he was the only one talking. That silent stare spoke volumes, conveying a simple but powerful message. I see what you're doing, and I'm not impressed. After that meeting, his behavior toward me noticeably changed. He didn't interrupt me again, and over time he started treating me with more respect. The silent stare didn't just work in that single moment, it set a precedent for all future interactions. It's amazing how something as small as a steady gaze can have a lasting impact. The beauty of this technique is that it requires no words, no drama, and no escalation. It's a quiet, dignified way of asserting yourself and reclaiming your power. Stoicism teaches us that we don't have to play by other people's rules or give in to their provocations. By choosing silence and refusing to engage, we're setting our own terms. So, next time someone tries to push your buttons, remember the silent stare. It's a way of saying, without a word, I respect myself too much to stoop to this level. Now let's talk about another powerful Stoic approach, using silence as a strong statement. Silence can feel like a strange response in our society, where we're often taught to stand up for ourselves by speaking out. But here's the thing, silence, when used intentionally, is far from passive. It's one of the most active responses you can choose. In Stoic philosophy, silence is a way to guard our inner peace and energy, avoiding unnecessary conflicts that drain us and disrupt our sense of calm. When someone disrespects us, we naturally feel an urge to defend ourselves, to correct them, or to prove our worth. But responding often gives that person exactly what they want, our energy and attention. By choosing silence, we're making a powerful statement that their negativity isn't worth even a second of our time or energy. Choosing silence is not about being weak or submissive. In fact, it's quite the opposite. It's about knowing that your worth doesn't need to be defended. You are showing, both to yourself and to others, that you are grounded enough to rise above petty comments. This can be especially effective when dealing with people who use passive-aggressive tactics. Take, for example, a time when I faced a person who consistently made snide remarks, disguised as jokes. Instead of firing back or attempting to explain myself, I decided to simply let the comments sit in the air, unaddressed. I looked at the person, offered a polite but neutral expression, and said nothing. The silence was powerful. It allowed their words to echo back to them and made their behavior stand out. This type of silence has a way of making the disrespectful person uncomfortable, often even more than a direct response would. When there's no reaction, no engagement, they're left to confront the weight of their own words. It's almost as if you're holding up a mirror, allowing them to see themselves without your interference. Over time, this approach can actually discourage further disrespect. People start to realize that they won't get the reaction or satisfaction they're seeking from you, and often they'll adjust their behavior. Silence also does something else that's really important. It reinforces our own self-respect. By choosing not to engage, we're essentially telling ourselves, I don't need validation or approval from this person, and I don't need to stoop to their level to defend myself. This is a powerful reminder that our sense of self-worth is internal, not something to be given or taken by someone else's words. In many ways, silence becomes a shield, protecting our peace and maintaining our control over the situation. And as we continue to choose silence in these moments, we build a stronger foundation of self-respect that only grows over time. So the next time you're faced with negativity or passive-aggressive comments, remember that silence is a choice, and a powerful one. You're not ignoring the situation, you're choosing to rise above it. You're demonstrating that your peace, your time, and your energy are worth more than an argument or a defense. And that's a message worth sending, both to the other person and to yourself. The third strategy is all about breaking free from the need to explain our choices. This is a tough one because, let's be honest, we all want to be understood. We make decisions that feel right for us, and when others question those choices, it can be tempting to dive into detailed explanations, as if we need to prove our reasoning. But here's the truth that Stoicism teaches us. We don't owe anyone an explanation for the paths we choose to walk. Our decisions are ours alone, and if we're constantly justifying them, we're not only giving away our peace, but also letting others have too much say in our lives. Stoicism encourages us to be confident in our choices, knowing that they align with our values, even if others don't see it the same way. Think about it. How many times have you made a personal decision only to face a barrage of whys from others? Why did you leave that job? Why are you pursuing this career? Why didn't you attend that event? And each time you feel the urge to explain, as if their understanding somehow validates your decision. But the more we engage in these explanations, the more we're telling ourselves that our choices need to be approved by others. In reality, they don't. This need to justify can chip away at our confidence, making us second-guess decisions we once felt sure about. And that's exactly what we're trying to avoid. I remember when I made a big career change. It was something I felt deeply passionate about, but it came with a lot of uncertainty. Naturally, people had questions, some even sounded genuinely worried for me, and at first I felt obligated to explain myself. I'd go on and on about how this new path felt fulfilling, how I had a plan, how I'd done my research. But no matter how well I explained it, the questions kept coming, as if my reasons were never quite enough to satisfy them. After a while, I started to see how draining it was. It was like I was constantly justifying my own happiness and my own dreams. And then something shifted. Instead of explaining, I started replying with something simple. It was the right choice for me. It felt strange at first because I was so used to giving long explanations, but it was also incredibly freeing. People would ask, and instead of getting pulled into a whole conversation about my life choices, I'd calmly say, it was the right choice for me. I didn't owe them anything more. This response shifted the dynamic entirely. It wasn't defensive or dismissive. It was simply a statement of confidence. Most people accepted it and moved on, and the questions started to dwindle. I realized then that by not explaining myself, I was actually reinforcing my belief in my decision. The power in not explaining is that it allows you to stand firm in who you are and what you believe. When we stop feeling the need to justify every choice, we're telling ourselves that our values, our goals, and our happiness are valid simply because they matter to us. This is an essential aspect of self-respect. It's also a reminder that our choices don't need an audience's approval. They don't need to be understood or agreed with by everyone to be right for us. This is about owning your life, your path, and your reasons without feeling the need to seek permission. So next time someone questions a decision you've made, consider responding with confidence rather than explanation. A simple "it felt right" or "it was my choice" can end the conversation and keep you grounded in your own truth. Remember, the people who genuinely respect you won't need endless explanations, and the people who do won't be satisfied with any answer you give. By choosing not to explain, you're reinforcing a powerful message that your life is yours to live and that your decisions are enough simply because they align with your inner values. Embrace this freedom. Your choices are a reflection of who you are, and they need no justification beyond that. Our fourth strategy is one of the most powerful tools for maintaining peace, creating distance from those who consistently disrespect us. This is such an important concept in Stoic philosophy. The Stoics taught us to focus on what we can control, and one of the things fully within our control is deciding who we allow into our lives and how close we allow them to get. Creating distance doesn't have to be an act of hostility. It's simply an act of self-care and boundary setting. If someone's behavior is continuously negative or disrespectful, then it's perfectly reasonable to take a step back. This isn't about holding grudges or avoiding people out of anger. It's about protecting your peace. We often feel guilty about creating this kind of distance, especially when the person is someone we've known for a long time, or even a family member. Society sometimes tells us that we're supposed to be endlessly forgiving and that we should keep everyone close, no matter how they treat us. But think about it. If someone constantly drains you, makes you feel bad about yourself, or disregards your boundaries, then what are they adding to your life? Sometimes the most loving thing we can do, for ourselves and for them, is to give ourselves the space we need to breathe and recharge. I've personally experienced the power of this approach. I had a friend who was frankly exhausting to be around. She always had something negative to say, whether it was about her own life, the people around her, or even my choices. At first I brushed it off, thinking, that's just her personality. But over time I realized how drained and anxious I felt after spending time with her. I was constantly walking on eggshells, bracing myself for her next criticism or complaint. Eventually, I decided to put some distance between us. I didn't make a big announcement or confront her about it. I simply started limiting our interactions. Instead of meeting her every week, I saw her once a month. Instead of daily calls, I'd send the occasional text. This small change was life-changing. Without that constant negativity weighing on me, I found that I had more energy and emotional space to invest in relationships that were positive and supportive. I could focus on friends who encouraged me, who celebrated my successes, and who respected my boundaries. The impact on my mental health was profound. I felt lighter, happier, and far less stressed. And here's the interesting part. As I stepped back, I realized that the friendship had been more about habit than genuine connection. I didn't actually miss the constant negativity, and I didn't miss the drama. Creating distance is often misunderstood as something harsh or unkind, but that couldn't be further from the truth. It's actually one of the most respectful things you can do for both yourself and the other person. You're respecting your own need for peace, while also acknowledging that the relationship in its current form isn't serving either of you. When we take a step back from people who consistently disrespect us, we're not giving up on them. We're giving ourselves permission to prioritize our own well-being. And here's the deeper lesson. By choosing to create distance, you're sending a message to yourself that your peace is valuable, that your mental health is worth protecting, and that you deserve to be surrounded by people who lift you up. Distance allows you to see things more clearly, too. When we're too close to someone, it can be hard to objectively evaluate the impact they have on our lives. But with a bit of space, it becomes easier to see whether the relationship is truly healthy or whether it's something that we've just held onto out of habit or guilt. So if there's someone in your life who doesn't respect your boundaries, who drains you, or who makes you feel small, give yourself permission to step back. Remember, this isn't about anger or resentment. It's about making room for relationships that nourish and respect you. You're not obligated to keep everyone in your inner circle, and it's perfectly okay to create space where you need it. The people who truly care about you will respect your need for peace, and those who don't were never meant to be that close to begin with. The fifth and final strategy is to maintain your composure and stand tall, a true embodiment of Stoic strength. This one might seem simple, but it's remarkably powerful. When faced with disrespect, our bodies often react before our minds even have a chance to catch up. We might hunch our shoulders, avoid eye contact, or even shrink into ourselves. But imagine what would happen if, instead, you did the opposite. By making a conscious effort to stand tall, keep your head up, and meet someone's gaze directly, you're sending a clear, unspoken message. I am not easily shaken, and I am confident in my own worth. This physical response reflects your inner strength and sense of self-assurance. It's a subtle but effective way to claim your space and let others know that their attempts to undermine you won't work. Stoicism teaches us that we don't need to prove ourselves to others or seek their approval. True confidence is quiet and composed. When we embody this confidence physically, we're aligning our outer self with our inner beliefs, reinforcing that we are unperturbed by the disrespect thrown our way. Standing tall doesn't just help you appear more confident to others. It actually helps you feel more confident within yourself. It's incredible how much our body language can impact our mindset. I've found this especially effective in professional settings, like meetings or social events where the dynamic can shift quickly. There have been moments when someone has tried to cut me off or dismiss my point. And instead of shrinking or reacting defensively, I made the conscious choice to keep my posture strong. I held my head high, maintained eye contact, and continued to speak with clarity and purpose. It's amazing how quickly the energy in the room changes when you refuse to let others intimidate you. People notice this kind of presence. It's not loud or aggressive. It's quiet, steady, and commanding. When you maintain your composure, You're showing that you're unshaken and fully present. What's interesting is that this approach often disarms those who might be trying to throw you off balance. When someone is disrespectful, they're often looking for a reaction, something that confirms their sense of control or superiority. But when you stay calm and steady, it's as if you're telling them, "I'm not here to play your game." This can make them feel uncomfortable as they start to realize that their attempts to provoke you aren't working. Standing tall becomes a silent but powerful response, showing them that their behavior has no power over you. Think of this as more than just good posture. It's a form of self-respect and a declaration of self-worth. You're telling yourself that you don't need to stoop to someone else's level or engage in their negativity. You are enough as you are, and you're here to stand firmly in your own truth. There's a kind of magnetic strength in someone who holds themselves with poise. When you walk into a room with your head held high, you're giving yourself permission to be fully present and unapologetically yourself. This approach isn't just for moments of conflict. It's a way to carry yourself in everyday life. The more you practice standing tall, the more natural it becomes, until it's simply a part of who you are. In Stoic philosophy, maintaining your composure is about acknowledging that external circumstances don't control your inner state. By standing tall, you're reminding yourself that you are the one who decides how you feel and how you respond. So next time you feel disrespected or challenged, take a deep breath, straighten your posture, and stand firm. Remember, you're not just showing others that you're unshaken, you're reminding yourself of your inherent worth. Composure is a choice, and every time you choose it, you're reinforcing your own strength and resilience. By standing tall, you're living the Stoic ideal of facing the world with grace and confidence, no matter what comes your way. As we wrap up, let's take a moment to reflect on how powerful these Stoic strategies can be in helping us navigate the complex, often challenging situations we face in our daily lives. By embracing Stoic wisdom, we're not just learning to handle disrespect, we're fundamentally reshaping our relationship with ourselves. Each of these techniques teaches us to look inward for strength, composure, and validation, instead of letting external situations dictate our emotions or actions. This mindset shift is a true game changer. When we choose to practice Stoic principles, we're doing more than just managing difficult people. We're building a stronger, more resilient inner self. We're becoming people who don't easily crumble under pressure, who maintain grace under fire, and who radiate calm even when others try to disturb our peace. And the beautiful thing is that these strategies don't just work in moments of conflict. They start to influence every area of our lives, from how we approach our goals to how we connect with others, and even how we see ourselves. The confidence and clarity that comes from mastering our reactions can ripple out, affecting everything we do and everyone we encounter. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey of exploring Stoic wisdom and how it can elevate the way we respond to life's challenges. If you found value in this discussion, I'd really appreciate it if you could give this video a thumbs up. And if you're interested in diving deeper into topics like these, consider subscribing. Let's build a community of people committed to growing in strength, resilience, and wisdom together. I'd also love to hear from you, so feel free to share your thoughts or any personal experiences you've had with these techniques in the comments below. Remember, true respect, real, lasting respect, begins within us. When we honor our own boundaries, cultivate inner peace, and stand confidently in our choices, we naturally attract respect from others too. Until next time, let's keep striving to live with grace and strength, using Stoic wisdom as our guide.